Hello and welcome to the Alliance Pro Wrestling Network special interview. Joining me today is a man who will be participating in the very prestigious All Japan Pro Wrestling Champion Carnival on April 6th. Very happy to welcome back to the show, Cyrus the Destroyer. Cyrus, welcome to the show, man.
Hey man, I appreciate you having me.
Hey, my pleasure, man. So I said April 6th. I made a mistake. It's April 8th is when it begins. So I apologize for that. I'm just looking at this note right here. So it's April 8th when the Champion Carnival begins. But it begins Korakuen Hall in Tokyo, Japan. You're in Block A. How pumped are you right now to be in this tournament?
I'm super pumped. I'm very honored as well to be in this tournament. So not a whole lot. Well, I consider it a great accomplishment and a great again honor to actually be able to participate in it.
Yeah, I mean, when did you find out that you were going to be involved in this prestigious tournament? Because this is a huge tournament. It goes back, I think, to 1972. But
Yeah,
when did you find out that you were going to be a part of this prestigious tournament?
probably right at about 3 months ago. I got the uh, I got the message asking me if I'd like to participate in it and compete for it. So I was pretty stoked. And after that, I buttoned down a little bit more on getting some training done and all that to be ready for this tournament.
Now, is there any nervousness on your part, given the long, prestigious history of this tournament? Because this is a big deal. This is a big deal for you, man.
Oh yeah, it's huge. I mean, you had people like Vader and Stan Hansen that was in it. I mean, that's that's pretty amazing.
Yeah,
to
Giant Baba was in it as well. So you
yeah,
got a lot of big stars. Um,
wow.
so Block A has some really tough competitors: Kento Miyahara, Yuma Iyagi, Yoshitatsu, just to name a few. Are you prepared for some of these tough matches that you're gonna have to go through and to hopefully win Block A?
Yeah, yeah, I think so. I've wrestled these guys a few times now, and I think I've learned more of their skill set as well. They've learned mine, and I'm pretty excited about that opportunity to go in there and throw people around.
Yeah, man. I mean, Kento Miyahara, one of the best in the world, and he's in your block. Do you think he's going to be the toughest roadblock to get through Block A, or are you looking at somebody else?
I wouldn't put I wouldn't overlook anybody on Block A or
Okay.
Block B for that matter. When if that comes down to that, neither would I look over Block B either. So
Yeah. Are any matches announced yet? Do you know who your first opponent's going to be, or none of the matches have been announced yet?
no clue. They haven't announced it yet at all. So
Okay, so it starts April 8th. I'm looking forward to it. Can't wait for that tournament to start. It's going to be a great tournament. So you're confident that you're going to be victorious in your block? Do you feel confident that you will get through that your block and get to take on the winner of Block B? How confident are you?
I'm 100%. I'm always 100%.
Okay.
Everything I do. So
Okay, man. Well, I don't doubt. I'm pulling for you, man. I'm pulling for you. I will say I'm a Miyahara fan, Kento
right.
Miyahara. But I hope you win, only because I'm talking to you right now, and I don't want you to come after me.
That's right.
There we go. There we go, man. So there are two spots actually that there are going to be filled by mystery wrestlers. There's one spot open in Block A, one spot open in Block B. Any idea who you think they may be? Could they be somebody from another promotion or?
I have no clue, honestly. I've thought about it and thought about it, and then I even asked, and I'm told no. I'll find out. So,
Yeah, man. I'm
so
thinking I'm thinking it's gonna be somebody from Pro Wrestling Noah, and we're gonna get into Pro Wrestling Noah in a second, but I'm thinking it's gonna be either Keno or it's gonna be Katsuhiko Nakajima. I think it's gonna be somebody from Pro Wrestling Noah because there's a little thing going on right now with All Japan Pro Wrestling and Pro Wrestling Noah, which
mhm.
I'm sure you're aware of. And we're gonna talk about that a little bit. But I think it's gonna be somebody from Pro Wrestling Noah, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. But how does it feel knowing it's got to be a great feeling knowing that if you win this tournament, you're stepping in the ring with the legendary Yuji Nagata, for the All Japan Pro Wrestling Triple Crown Championship, and he's held all three major titles in Japan: IWGP, the GHC Heavyweight Championship, and now the All Japan Pro Wrestling Triple Crown Championship. How does it feel knowing that you have the opportunity to step in the ring with a legend like Yuji Nagata? That's gonna be blowing your mind, man.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like it would be surreal. You know, it's crazy.
So
Uh,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
oh no, I just if I get that opportunity and everything, they're going to get 110%. So
Yeah, that'll be some match if Nagata is defending the title. He's got to get through. He's got to get past Ishikawa first, which I think he will. They got the big match coming up, I think, on the 21st, if I'm not mistaken. Nagata defending against Ishikawa. But if you get the opportunity, that would be an absolute phenomenal match. And I was able to tell when I mentioned Yuji Nagata's name, you got a little get a little speechless, like you can't believe that you could have the opportunity to step in the ring with Yuji Nagata.
yeah, I've got to step in the ring with him one time during the tag league
Yeah,
when I was tagging with Ishikawa. So
yeah,
um, to be able to step in there in that ring with him and it be a singles match would be uh, totally different there, like a whole nother level.
yeah,
Just
yeah, man. Go ahead. I'm
just the two
sorry.
skills. No, you're fine. Just the two skill sets going at each other, like so much. There's a lot of difference there, and then you got his version of the strong style wrestling, and then my version is a bruiser.
Yeah.
So it's, yeah, yeah, it'd be fun.
So are we if that match does happen? Are we gonna see the moonsault? Are you gonna moonsault from the top rope onto Yuji Nagata
I will pull out everything out of my playbook
to
for
win
that.
that belt, man? Yeah,
Yeah.
and all right. So you've mentioned some big names. You mentioned Stan Hansen already. Also, other names that have won the Champion Carnival: Abdullah the Butcher, Mitsuhara Misawa. Uh, and you've kind of touched upon it a little bit, but just I'll ask again. It's going to have to be an absolute thrill if your name joins those names that I just mentioned as a winner of the Champion Carnival. I mean, your name alongside Stan Hansen, Abdullah the Butcher, Masawa, Giant Baba. That's gonna if that does happen. You know what? I want to say when that does happen. I'll say if it does happen. That's gonna be an absolute. Would that be like the biggest thrill of your career if your name is alongside those names?
No, it would be definitely right there at the top because not many people are fortunate enough to have their name on that. Um, Especially like with Abby and because I respect the world of Abdullah. I've known him for years, so he's a great man and he's just so cool to talk to. And I think to be there alongside him with Stan Vader, I just it does make me speechless.
Yeah, man. I didn't know. So Abdullah the Butcher. Is he giving you any advice? Is he gonna let you borrow his fork for the match or for the matches?
But that would be cool if I could bring the fort back out. But that's kind of his thing. So
Yeah, there you go. So speaking about Abdullah the Butcher in his prime against you today, how would that match play out? That would be a very interesting match.
God, I think that would be crazy. I mean, of course, we're going to have a fork in it.
There you go. The fork
uh,
is definitely involved.
I think it plays out where I feel bad for whatever arena we're in because I think we're going to tear down their arena.
The roof would just get blown right off that
Yeah,
arena.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So I think that's how it would go.
that would have been if that match had ever happened, that would have been a terrific match. Abdullah in his prime against you now would have been absolutely fantastic, man. So what's your contract status with All Japan Pro Wrestling? Are you under contract with them right now or no?
Yeah, well, I'm under contract with the tournaments, and so when I'm home, I'm free. But when I'm over there, I'm under contract, of course.
Okay.
Uh, it's basically how it goes. Not a per show, but a per. per tournament basis for contracts. So I think now after this tournament, I think I've competed in every tournament that All Japan does. Uh, the World Tag League, um, the Road, um, and Champions Carnival, I believe. So I'm trying to think if there's another tournament. I'm not sure.
Okay.
But
Okay. Are you hoping to get signed full time, have a full time contract with them, or are you happy with what you have right now with them?
yeah, I mean, if it came down to it, and they wanted to sit down and talk for the full time contract, we could definitely talk. I mean, it's not out of the question
All
at
right.
all.
Well, hopefully that'll happen for you soon. I think that you would be a great full time addition to All Japan Pro Wrestling. I say that because Jake Lee and Tajiri recently left All Japan Pro Wrestling, leaving a big void. They left at the end of 2022. Do you think you could step in and fill that void left by Jake Lee?
Um, I think I think that I could bring something different.
Okay.
Like everyone that comes in, they bring their own persona, their own time, their own style, and I think Jake Lee leaving, that's a style that's hard to replace that. And with Tajiri, that man's a genius, and
Yeah.
every time I got to work him, I got to tag with him. It was just that was one of my big wow moments. Like I'm thinking,
Yeah.
man, I'm here with Tajiri, but I mean, yeah, I think I could feel it. I think that I could make it entertaining and have a really good run with it.
Were you disappointed at all that they left, or it didn't
Well,
matter?
yeah, in wrestling, I look at it this way: you have to do what's best for yourself in your career, and uh, if you get the feeling that if you start getting to feel a certain way that I want to I want to explore, I want to do more things. You look at Tajiri. Tajiri's been everywhere, all around the world, and one of his big things is he wants to teach as
Mm.
well, and I respect that. And then you look at Jake Lee; he's just a different level type of wrestler, and I think that he wants to see everything in all the businesses. So
Yeah, well, Jake Lee now Pro Wrestling Noah has a huge match coming up. Pro Wrestling Noah GHC Heavyweight Championship um, title match against Keito Kiyomiya, which is the 19th Great Void 2023. Speaking of Pro Wrestling Noah, All Japan Pro Wrestling having their issues right now with Pro Wrestling Noah. Two big All Japan Pro Wrestling versus Noah matches have been signed for the upcoming Dream Power Series 2023. If there was a full event, All Japan Pro Wrestling versus Pro Wrestling Noah, and you were involved in that, do you have an opponent in mind for Pro Wrestling Noah? I have one that I think will be great for you, but do you have an opponent in mind that you would like to face that belongs to that's on the Pro Wrestling Noah roster?
man, uh, well, one for sure would be Jake Lee because I didn't get a chance to. I
Okay.
really wanted to battle him one on one while we were at All Japan. I just think that our two styles would go really well
Okay.
against each other. The other one, Nizawa, uh,
Okay.
that's always been a dream of mine. Right there was to wrestle Nizawa, but I think he's retiring soon.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, I was thinking Manabu Soya. I think you against Manabu Soya would be an
Yeah,
absolute fantastic hard-hitting match.
yeah, that one too. So I think
Also,
honestly, I'd be honored for anyone. So
yeah, and I was also thinking Takashi Segura. I think would be a good match for you as well. So those are my two guys, Manabu Sawyer or Segura versus Cyrus the Destroyer. Hopefully, could you see an All Japan Pro Wrestling Noah show eventually happening? I think that would be terrific if it did.
I think it would be amazing. Um, it, you kind of go back to the territory days back in the United States, like back in the day. They used to have that whole deal, and then I mean, if I'm not mistaken, I believe New Japan and All Japan have done it before,
Yeah.
and stuff. So I mean, I could see it being feasible, and I could see it being a huge draw as well.
Yeah, I got my fingers crossed. Hopefully it'll happen. We got, like I said, they're the two big matches that are coming up, Dream Power
Yeah.
Series. Hopefully we'll get a full event. But you mentioned teaming with Shuji Ishikawa in the World Tag League. How was that experience teaming with Ishikawa?
It was a lot of fun. I absolutely loved it. I believe that he and I both learned a lot from each other. Um, so that makes it even more dangerous in Block A.
Yeah, and you guys came
Because
so close to winning. So
I
close.
know,
Final
I
match.
know, yeah, it was right there. Just wasn't in the cards that day.
Yeah, are you going to be teaming again with Ishikawa in the future? You think?
Yeah, I really hope so. I think he and I are a very well, we're a big tag team, but also the odds of both of us, that power in the hitting, I would like it.
I mean, right now, Ayagi and Nomura, the tag team champions, they got to get past Keno and Soya first. But if they are still the tag team champions, you think you and Ishikawa would like to get together and go after the belts, go after the All Japan Pro Wrestling World Tag Team titles?
Yeah, I think that would be a blast if we got together and went after it. So that would be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I would love to see that. You deserve a title. Yeah, you've done fantastic in All Japan Pro Wrestling. You deserve a title around your waist in All Japan Pro Wrestling, and I think it's going to happen soon. I think it's going to happen very very
Yeah,
soon.
yeah,
So
that's my ultimate goal. Actually, is to have a title with All Japan. So that's number one goal.
okay, you will accomplish that. Trust me, you will accomplish that. So enough All Japan Pro Wrestling. Let's get into Southern Honor Wrestling. Sorry, I got tongue tied there. So how are things going for you right now in Southern Honor Wrestling?
It's going really good. I'm enjoying my time there. I'm having a lot of fun, which I'm about to step away for a little bit while I go do the carnival. But
Okay.
um, it's a lot of fun. I got the brass cannon and all that I'm dealing with right now. So I
Uh,
might put them under the ring. So
all right, there you go. Put him through the ring, right through the ring.
that's it. That's it.
So I'm sorry, one more question. When do you leave for All Japan Pro Wrestling? Do you leave soon or
Yeah, yeah. I leave April 4th, actually.
April 4th? Okay, so that's
Wow.
that's right around the corner. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, and now you have an upcoming show, Cole Gordy Promotions. I think it's
Yep.
in May, I believe, it's after the carnival, of course. So tell
Right.
me a little bit about that show and what your plans are for that show, and do you have a match set for that show?
I don't have a match set for it yet. Cole Gordy, he's a really good guy. I think this is going to be his first show that he's ever ran, and well, he's ran one before, but I think this time it's a little bit different. He's got some really good guys coming in to do the show, so I think that it should be a pretty big hit there in Cleveland.
All right, there you go. So what else do you have coming up?
Uh,
Obviously, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
oh, I'm sorry. So we got Clash at the Carpet City coming up March 25th.
Okay.
That's where I'm going to be wrestling David Young,
Okay.
and I think that's going to be a lot of fun there. That's a really big event. It goes to help youth and the youth kids and all. And then other than that, I'm focusing more on training. Not doing a lot of matches right now because I want to not get injured before the carnival, of course.
Smart. That's smart move. Smart move. You're
Yeah,
powerful, but
so
you're smart too. Smart move.
yeah. I try to take care of the body that way.
Yeah, no, yeah,
When it comes down to it.
you and when you take that title from Nagata, it'll all be worth it, man. It'll all be worth it.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Uh,
That's when I can hold
there you
it.
go. Hold it and just wrap it around your waist and defend it for 2 3 years undefeated. You're not going to lose it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the big thing is uh, to me with wrestling in Japan is being in Cork and Hall. No, every time I go there, you think you wrestle there so many times, you get used to it, and it's just becomes like another venue. But when you walk in there, there's just so much history there, and
Yeah.
sometimes I get there hours before the show, and I'm the only guy in the arena, and it's weird.
Can can can
It's,
can, can you feel the spirit of Andre the Giant at
I,
Corkinol or
I
Antonio
feel
Inoki?
I feel like you can feel the spirit of all the greats that have
Yeah.
been in there, and it's you feel that history, and it makes you personally want to even do better uh,
Yeah,
because of that
yeah.
feeling.
Yeah, that's one of my goals before I pass on is I want to go to Japan and watch a live pro wrestling show at Korakuen Hall. That's one of the goals that I have. That's on my bucket list.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And
It,
hopefully you'll be the Triple Crown champion when I do see a show there.
hey, that'd be great. Get your front row then.
There you go. There you go. I'm gonna hold you to that. I'm gonna hold you to that, man. I'm gonna
All
hold you
right,
to that, man.
all right.
So I have an Impact Wrestling podcast, and like I do shows where I talk about who I feel Impact Wrestling should sign, and I get a number of listeners mention your name. They say they should sign Cyrus the Destroyer. Is that something you would like to be a part of the Impact Wrestling roster?
Yeah, I would love it. I mean, if given the opportunity, I would take it. In this, and wrestling's crazy, as I tell everyone. So you don't ever pass up opportunities that you get chances with because one, it gains experience, you gain more wisdom with it, and I think it would be a lot of fun to be with Impact.
Cyrus versus Josh Alexander. Talk to me. How does that play out? Tell me about that match.
Oh man, I'm hard. It, it's hard for me to talk like that
No,
because
it's okay. It's okay. No,
in one way you want to be like, oh, I'll go in and destroy that guy,
yeah. If you
but
want to
then
do it, if
another
you want to
hand
do
you're
it in
like,
character, do it in character. It's okay. It's okay.
no, no,
No, no.
I'm good. Golly, how does that play out?
That would be a terrific match. That would be a great match. I
It,
think Josh Alexander is one of the best in the world. I think he could have a great match with a broomstick. But him against
yeah,
Cyrus, I mean that against you, I should say. Well, you are Cyrus because you're right in front of me. I shouldn't say Cyrus. I should say against you. But I think that would be a terrific match.
yeah, I think it would be too. So, uh, get Impact to book it.
All right, I'll push it on my podcast. I'll push it on my podcast. What have you? Are you in talks with any stateside promotions at all, or have you been in any talks?
No, not
Okay,
really at all. I just I've honestly been focused more on the Japan career,
okay,
which is something stateside did come. That's fine. Like I would take it, but with the Japanese pro wrestling style, um, I really enjoy it, and um, I've been very focused with it. So I like the storylines. I know it sounds weird, but because of the language barrier and all that, but I still feel that I have something to give in Japan.
okay. All right, man. It's fair. Do you think All Japan Pro Wrestling would ever do a U.S. tour? Do you think that's possible for the future?
Man, I'm not 100% sure because I don't get in the business side of things,
Okay, okay,
but
sure.
I think that would be amazing if they did do that.
I mean, because I know DDT Pro Wrestling, they're coming to the States, to Los Angeles at the end of this month. I would love to see an All Japan Pro Wrestling US tour. You know, of course, you got New Japan Pro Wrestling Strong, but I would love to see it.
Mhm.
I think Kento Miyahara, I think he's such an incredible talent. I think it would be a travesty if he didn't come over to the States for a tour in 2023 or
I
2024.
I would absolutely love him to come to the States. Golly, if you brought Kento over here, it would be
It would be
phenomenal.
fantastic. It would be absolutely
It would.
phenomenal.
Yeah, it would.
We would have a whole series of Kento Miyahara versus Cyrus matches. That would be just touring every promotion in the States, man.
Yeah, I think it would. That would be great.
Yeah, it blows my mind that he hasn't done a toy. I know he's been in Mexico a few times, but blows my mind that he's never been to the States. And that's one talent that should be in the States, is at least for a tour to Kento Miyahara, without a
Yeah,
doubt.
yeah. You know how much I enjoy watching his matches. Like when when I'm on the road with him, I'll go and stand at the curtain and watch a lot of these matches. I try to watch every match, and just watch him out there. It's amazing, and it helps me be able to play off of him when I do wrestle him or anything like that. I can play off on him and antagonize him a little bit. So, because he always does the big clap thing at the beginning, and he gets the crowd with it, and I'd like to negate that.
All right, man. You're gonna have to do me a favor. You're gonna have to try to convince him to let me interview him for the podcast. I know there might be a language barrier, but we could get an interpreter. But um, if you could do that, I will help you win the All Japan Pro Wrestling Triple Crown Championship. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding, man. I would love to
We'll
have him
put you
on.
under the ring. So we'll
There you
put you
go.
under the ring.
I could be oh, what was the little guy in the WWE?
Well, Hornswoggle.
Yeah, or I could be All Japan Pro Wrestling's Hornswoggle.
Yeah.
There you go. Or I could just come through the ring like the Big Show and then choke slam everyone. I could try to choke
That's
slam you,
right.
but it wouldn't work. It wouldn't. I wouldn't be able to do it. So, what are your goals? What's your goal? Main goal for 2023?
Well, Mingo's the Triple Crown, of
Yeah.
course.
Okay. There you go. I kind of
That full
figured that was going to
tournament.
be the answer,
So
but yeah.
I think if I'm in the States more, I'm gonna get out in the States even more. Um, I, there's been mention of Canada for me.
Oh, please come to
Yeah.
Canada.
So,
Come
so
if you I'm in Windsor, Ontario. If you come to London, Ontario, or Toronto, Ontario, I'll be there. Okay, you have my word. I'll
okay.
be there. I'll be there.
All right. Sounds good.
Okay.
Um, but I'm looking to do more promotions. I know when I come back, I'm doing a promotion with Sonny Ono. We're going up to
Okay.
New Jersey, so
Okay.
that's going to be pretty fun. That's not set in stone yet, but he might actually be managing me in my match on that. So that'll be pretty cool. Because
Can you talk about the Canadian promotions that have contacted you, or is that you're gonna keep it under
it's
wraps?
still I still have to keep that under
Okay,
wraps and
okay.
all. So
Fair enough. Fair enough. Sounds good. Fair enough, man. So before we wrap this up,
Mhm.
um, I write for PW Mania, and there's another writer there who's a big fan of pro wrestling in Japan, and he's a big fan of yours. And I told him I would tell him I would tell you his name, and I would have you say his name and thank him for being a fan. Because when I told him I was interviewing you, he was like, I'm so jealous, man. I'm so jealous you're interviewing Cyrus. So if you could say thank you to Ethan Joshua Black for being a fan, it would just blow his mind, man.
You repeat that one more time. It cut
Ethan,
out on me.
Ethan Joshua Black.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Ethan Joshua Black, man, I appreciate it. I hear you're a big fan of mine over in Japan, and I appreciate the support. So keep watching, and hopefully I'll win that Triple Crown.
There you go, man. Thank you so much. Again, when I told him I was interviewing you, he was like, "Oh man, I'm so jealous, man. I'm a huge Cyrus fan." And that's gonna make his day, man. Thank you so much for doing that. Before we wrap it up, is there anything you want to plug? You have any merchandise or anything you want to plug? Social media, anything you want to plug? Go right ahead, man.
And, it's funny. Merchandise. I don't have an online store, but like
Okay.
people that come to my shows, I just started. Just got shorts in, so
Okay.
I have
Okay.
Cyrus shorts. So
Okay.
it's pretty neat. And then I've got a new logo coming out that I'll be releasing in Japan
Okay.
when I get there. So that's pretty cool.
Okay, man. We look
But
forward to that. If somebody wants to buy a pair of shorts, how do they get a pair of shorts? Can they order it online? I know you said you don't have an online store, but
no,
they get a hold
I'm
of
not
you or
online yet.
okay.
Yeah, they can get a hold of me and all that. I do the shipping, and I just do standard flat rate shipping. So I'm not
Okay.
one of those people that price gouge or anything.
That's interesting that you have shorts. Most wrestlers have t-shirts, but you went the different route. You got shorts, so that's very interesting.
Well, I have shorts, t-shirts.
Oh, okay, you have t-shirts. Okay,
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah. I got beanies like for
okay.
the head warmers, all that. Keychains, pictures.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna have to get some Cyrus merchandise then. I'm gonna have to get some
Yeah.
Cyrus merchandise. So, Cyrus, thank you so much for joining me. It was an absolute pleasure talking to you again. Good luck at the
Yes, sir.
Champion Carnival. And if we could do this again after the Champion Carnival is over, I would love to talk to you about your experience in that.
Yeah,
I would absolutely love that, man.
yeah, that'd be great. That'd be awesome.
Okay, man. So if you do win the Champion Carnival, though, do you have to stay in Japan and to face Yuji Nagata, or are you going to come back and then go back to Japan?
I'm not sure yet.
Okay.
I don't know how that would play out. I guess it would be up to
Okay,
them.
there we go. There we go. So yeah, if you want to come back after the Champion Carnival, I'd love to have you back, man.
Okay, yeah, sounds great.
All right, thank you so much again. Lots of luck. I'm going to be watching. I'm going to be cheering you on. Hopefully, I'll have a pair of Cyrus shorts by then that I can wear while I'm watching,
Yes, sir.
and enjoy the rest of the day, man. I really appreciate you coming
Okay.
on again, man.
All right. Yes, sir. You have a
All
good
right,
day.
you too. Take care. Bye bye.
All right.